We contacted a demon through an app. This happened a few years ago at my friend's apartment that we both know was haunted. We decided if we could contact anything through an app. Some of my favorite paranormal investigators used on YouTube.
I've always been skeptical about
spirits communicating through phones and apps, so we didn't think much would happen. So we started talking through the app, and at first nothing happened. We would get responses, but nothing substantial or even relevant. That wasn't until the last session that made me delete the app. I should preface, me and my friend are
both Christian,
but we do love the paranormal, as we both had experiences that we can't deny. On the app we were using, it gave levels of the spirit, so
level 1 was light entity,
level 2 was medium entity, and level 3 was negative high entity. On the last session it was on level 3,
and it started off with random non-relevant
responses, and my friend said, let's just turn it off, and what came through the app was girls. We both stopped and just looked at each other. So we continued for a while and continued to get pretty accurate responses. Curiosity ceiling, suburban, female, and then it took a turn for the worst. It said beast. I
couldn't make out what it said at first,
but I asked it for repeat itself and it said demon. At this point I felt sick, and my head was pounding. I told it to leave if it wasn't of light and love. God, the Father, and Holy Spirit. It told me no. I repeated what I said and it left. My friend and I left the apartment with her dog and went on a walk for a good hour. When we got back to the apartment, I felt like we were being watched and the blinds moved. She turned the air off when we left and her husband was at work. But it looked like someone was peeping through the blinds waiting for us to get home. She looked at me and told she had a pounding headache, the same as me. When we stepped into the apartment, the air was heavy and I felt sick, like I was going to keel over. We walked around the apartment praying for about 20 minutes when the air lifted and it felt 1,000 times lighter. That night, however, I experienced sleep paralysis for the very first time. I could move slightly, but not much. I didn't see anything, but it was like the entire apartment was vibrating. I could see and feel it. I also heard a growling in my ear. I don't know how long it lasted, but everything subsided after a while. I went into a panic attack. That was the one and only time I experienced something like that. I deleted the app and haven't used it since. I now firmly believe that they can manipulate phones.
But that was the most terrifying experience I've ever had.
I told my mom about it and the only thing she said was with the headaches. It could have been trying to possess you. If you're doing any investigations, just be careful. I still have the recording, but I haven't listened to it since that day. All I can say is if you're doing any type of investigation, be careful, because you never know what you're going to encounter or experience.